All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Greetings, fellow traders. All right, well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And what a day! Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So today we're going to be continuing our conversation on day trading sector rotation. And today we're going to be profiling the ITA. So this is the aerospace industry. So really, really interesting stuff, right? This can give you a lot of clues into some action and some big names. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off in the market here today. Then we're going to take a look at the futures and see how they're behaving this evening and what might be setting up into tomorrow. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So let's get started. So here's the SPX today. So up 42 points, but most of that was from the gap today. Monthly chart, we did get a nice little push up right there, right? But still red candle, still below the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly chart. Weekly chart. So today's range, 39 points, not a bad range today. But for the week, right, inside week so far, we still have this open gap below here, and you can see the volatility kind of started after the cloud canyon started appearing right here, right? So we started to see that drift down a little bit. Now we have to see what kind of action is happening here in the trend box on the daily chart. So we broke down below the trend line about a week or so ago, and then we just kind of kept on pushing below those lows. Gave some really nice day trades, but really, really challenging on the overnight, right? Because we're not really necessarily in a full trend reversal right here, right? That's why we're in this trend box here, which typically represents a corrective pattern if you're counting waves, things like that, right? So right now, we're very possibly in a macro from the lows, maybe like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way up, and this is some sort of corrective pattern right here, or you could look at it as a 1, 2, 3, and then possibly this is a wave 4 pattern right here for another wave 5 up to get back to all-time highs and possibly beyond. So pretty interesting stuff, right? So Friday, we pushed down, but we held the 50-day moving average. We got a nice relief bounce off of that today. We left an upper shadow here off of the 8 EMA and also the prior all-time highs from the Corona crash, right? So a little bit of resistance area in that, obviously a key level, right? It was big resistance before. We couldn't really stay over it very long, and we've been below it here since. So we really need to see some strength. The bulls really need to step up and start to get this thing going. Otherwise, this might be some zigzag formation, right? A 5, ABC 3, and we might see a wave 5 down here to possibly fill that open gap on the weekly chart, maybe test the bottom of the cloud before we start to see a move back up again, right? So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at the price action here intraday. So it was really all about just the open today, and then there was some fun price action intraday, but very, very tricky, right? Today was a tricky day. Lots of crazy shadows, right? On the move down, there were lots of lower shadows, which makes it tough to hold. So it was a little bit trickier there, but it was all about the gap up today, right? And basically holding Friday's highs and pushing through those, and then giving that nice 3 candle push up right here before we just kind of chop for the rest of the day. These are the levels that we provide to our members before each market opens. So you can see where we found some resistance at our R2 level up here, and this is after, of course, the inside 5 up, which got us to the 15 orb high and then got us to the next level there. And then we kind of chopped around this level here, came back, retested the 15 orb below, double inside 5 up, retest back up, right? Really, really tricky price action. Very, very close type price action here today. Big breakdown candle that couldn't quite do it, gave you an inside 5 and then worked its way back up again and then back down. So really, really tricky stuff today. But again, it was about the open, and there was some stuff intraday, but really just kind of ninja type trading stuff going on here. So there was some other names out there that S&P futures. Let's take a look at those here this evening. So we're down about 2 points right now, which is basically nothing in the grand scheme of things. But what we're seeing here now this evening is we're triangulating overall, right? So we've got just from today's moves, we just have this kind of big triangle. So what does that mean kind of big picture wise? Well, big picture wise, we could be forming a pennant here from the last move up, right? So this might be some sort of a wave 4 type formation. 1, 2, 3, and then triangle 4. We'll see how that goes going into tomorrow, and where we end up through the rest of the evening. So just kind of a choppy night so far. It doesn't look like a lot of volume coming in. Contract-wise, 500 contracts, 400 contracts. So you wonder how that they could prop the market up, right? Once the big money starts to come in, the type of action that we do see. with that overnight. All they need to do is buy like 5,000 contracts, and it just gets the thing going again. But anyway, so pretty interesting stuff. We'll see how that goes. And again, we stayed tight between our zones today. We had our signal zones this morning pre-market. We were kind of chopping between those today. We did give a nice thrust here through this morning. Just couldn't get above it right here. Found some resistance again on a retest and just kind of ground down a little bit, bounce off the 15 orb high, right, and just kind of some really choppy price action. But again, found some resistance here at the end of the day, right at that signal zone high again. So it's a significant level. So we'll see how those play out tonight. So good stuff. So triangulating here going into tomorrow. So today we are going to be continuing our conversation on day trading sector rotation. So yesterday we talked about the importance of sector rotation, right? And we talked about the SMH, right? So the semiconductors, a very important, oftentimes a leading indicator on the market because they're just such a powerful name, right? They include big names, Nvidia, AMD, Intel, right? Things like that. So that are very important and very much tied into technology. So today we're going to be talking about the ITA. So what's the ITA? This is the aerospace ETF. This is kind of one of the more better kind of fluid trading ETFs on the aerospace. So what are the big names on that? Boeing, right? That's really the big name on that one. And then the only other one that I really consider trading on the ITA in the aerospace industry, obviously you've got some other ones, right? You've got your RTX type stuff, but LMT, right? Lockheed Martin's the only other one, but usually for swings, right? So Boeing is kind of the only day trade one I really look at off that. But let's take a look and see what the ITA looks like here. So let's see. So let's pull up ITA. Right, and what we can do is we can kind of check out the relative strength of these names. Obviously, this is a difficult name to trade on its own because of all its crazy gaps on an intraday. We don't trade it, but we do look at it to look for relative strength. And you can see here that the ITA is triangulating. Right, what does this look like? This looks really familiar, right? So this looks a lot like Boeing, right? This is one of the highest weighted names on it, and of course aerospace, Boeing being one of the big ones. So look what Boeing's doing. It's triangulating, right? So we've got a lot of this action right here. But on the intraday basis, the ITA can give us a lot of clues at the open to see if we have relative strength. And oftentimes when the ITA is strong, Boeing is strong as well. Right, so you can see today Boeing had a pretty decent bounce today. We had some pretty good volume. We came off of this spinning top candle here off the triangle lows, and we ended up getting above the 80 MA today. Right, so if we kind of go here, it had a pretty decent day. It wasn't easy. It did give a nice dip by today, and then a couple pullbacks, a couple retracements that gave a couple other good trades today, and then kind of drifted up into the close. Right, so if we look at the ITA on the intraday, a lot of times when we see this strength, Boeing is carrying it, right, and carrying the ITA. But when this moves, right, we see other names move too, like LMT, right? So a lot of times here you can see at the open we have LMT give a nice push at the open. Of course, it chopped for the rest of the day, not as much as Boeing, but it did give a nice move, and that was after actually a pretty decent move here on Friday, right? So we can see LMT is also triangulating, right? So so once we see the ITA start to break out and make some big moves, that's where we start to look at some potential for some other names. So the LMT today actually gapped up pretty nicely off of a decent candle on Friday, and it may be forming a doji sandwich going into tomorrow, but it's heading into again a couple geometric levels, a couple triangle top areas right here, even since the last push up, right? So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes on LMT going into tomorrow. And again, Boeing is kind of the big deal. It really needs some good news and some heavy volume to try to get out of the cloud and get going on here. But this is a great one to look at to add confidence if you're going to trade Boeing intraday. It's a good one to kind of have side by side just to make sure that the sector itself is moving, and if that money flow that we've been talking about is going into this sector, we can look to Boeing for some potential setups on it. So anyway, good stuff, guys. So this is a good one to profile this week. Definitely keep it on your radar on your day trade side, especially if you like to trade Boeing, and good stuff. So at this point here, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to play those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. All right, so Shirley sent a few in via email, so let's take a look at those again, everybody. Thank you for keeping Shirley in your thoughts and prayers. It goes a long way. She does better every day. Inside day up on SE, right? So C Limited, this thing has been epic, right? This is one of those ones that really, this was the Corona crash for SE. Right, it was just a little bit of a pullback, and then this thing just plowed its way up incredibly. Right, so huge move up here. Possible wave, possible wave 2 down right here, and we might be working on a larger wave up. It's kind of looking like a rising diagonal, rising channel right here. But right now we are channeling up, so we've got this going on. Right, so we have this, and we have this. right? So pretty decent moves right here. I like the inside day up. I like the volume today. Let's see if that can get some more follow through to the upside. Let's take a look at DKNG. Huge move today, right? This is a great one. I just tweeted out in the public Twitter, Paul, Algo382. Any of you guys that follow him, he's awesome at Elliott Wave, and he's in our group and has an Elliott Wave channel that he pretty much moderates for us and puts out some great ideas. And he really liked the recent pullback on DKNG, and it really launched today, which was nice. So big move here, big all-time highs. We'll see if it gets any follow through to the upside tomorrow. This is kind of like kind of a funky name. Kind of like a fad type name, right? It's been a recent IPO, right? So it's a gambling stock, right? So it got some big news today that ESPN is basically in an agreement with them too. So kind of interesting how now the sports channel is like literally tied together with casinos and DKNG. It's like and a sports betting company. So it's like okay, but anyway, so nothing surprises me these days. Anyway, so a big move up there on DKNG today, and just kind of drifting here sideways after hours. So keep an eye on it, see if it gets some follow through the upside. I'd like to see if maybe it goes a pause day and tries to work its way back up again on DKNG. So good stuff there. What else? So we've got WM, right? We haven't looked at this one in a while. Waste management. So good stuff here. So let's take a look. So it is has been trending up here pretty nicely. Right, we can kind of look at it as like a channel, I suppose. Let me get the trend lines up here. But here's your trend line up, right? Decent breakout candle today. I like the breakout levels right here, and I like it enough here to put this on the bullish game plan for tomorrow. So give me a second right here. I like the volume. I like the push. It looks like it pretty much filled its gap below. So let's take a look here. Give me 1 second here. Let's pull this up for the game plan. 1 second. For Tuesday as the week gets started. Today was a nice warm-up day, right? We had a lot of chop today, so it was kind of getting things going for the week. Let's see if we can get some action as we head into quad witching on Friday. That should be interesting too. So WM here, we had a bunch of stuff on the 15 orb list for today, and then we'll take a look at the 60 anchors later to see how those look. So good stuff, guys. So pretty interesting stuff there. Nikola, that's going to be on the list too, because that thing is just getting clobbered, SEC investigations and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes too going into tomorrow. Anyway, waste management should be an interesting one. So definitely want to keep on the radar here. Great find on that one, Shirley. All right, what else? So we got Mickey D's. So down name. Let's take a look here. So let's see how the Big Mac is doing. So Mickey D's, yeah, hanging in there, inside day up with a gap, big upper shadow right here, but looks like we tagged fresh all-time highs on McDonald's. Right, we were tracking this one for a while. It was looking bullish right here. It was actually a trade of the week idea recently, I think, or it was at least on the radar for the bullish out of our newsletter. Yeah, no, it was a trade of the week right here out of this consolidation, right? So we had a nice consolidation right here over the prior highs, right, or a prior pivot level, and then it just kind of has been grinding its way up since then. So nice move off of that one, and still holding trend, right? So still looking pretty good right here as it continues to hold its trend. So let's see if that continues to stay bullish. Watch the upper shadow on that one, but so far so good. Crocs. Okay, yeah, so how about Crocs hitting all-time high? What is this thing doing? This is a tough one to trade, right? Lots of up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This is very, very difficult with options, but a nice little follow-through to the upside today as it looks like it closed over the previous all-time highs, and would have liked to have seen a little bit more volume on it, but could be interesting. Tricky name to trade, but I definitely like the bullishness on it, so good find on that one too. Good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's take a look at Apple. Apples and bananas. Let's see how that's doing here tonight. So, so we had a little bit of a hammer candle today. I was expecting more out of it with a gap up tonight, into today, and it just really just kind of trickled down and gave a lot of crazy upper shadows today. Very, very tricky to trade today. It did give it a little breakout at the end of the day. There was some, kind of tricky levels. It really wasn't clean, right? So, I mean, there was a lot of just, it's like here, I mean, like there. I mean, it was just tough. It was kind of like maybe a channel breakout type thing, but decent push at the end of the day, kind of drifting up a little bit after the close, a little bit of a hammer day, a little bit low volumes, sandwich between the 8 EMA and the 50. So, anyway, I was hoping for a little bit more out of it today, but it doesn't seem to have gained favor yet after the split, but we'll see how that goes. Lulu. Okay, when are they going to buy the dip on this one? So we're in the cloud right here. We're in the prior congestion zone. We got an inside day today, low volume. So the real question is that inside day going to break down and test a couple of these levels right here, or are we going to start to see a reversal off of that and try to get back out of the cloud? So that should be definitely something that we're to keep an eye on right there. GLD, again, just kind of chopping around, right? So we might be in some sort of, triangle pendant pattern right here. We're holding the cloud right here. Let's see if we can get a pop to the upside on GLD. Keep in mind, I think there's some Fed talk coming on Wednesday too, so keep an eye on that too. GLD often reacts to that. Good stuff. Thanks, Mike. ZEK, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. AMD inside day today below the bump line. So a retest of the bump line breakdown. We're kind of in this bump line trend box right now. So kind of a nasty pullback right there below the 80 MA, but we got the 50 day right here. We got the cloud right here. So let's see how that inside day, see if it can give us a breakout one way or another on that one. Oxy. Again, oil has been on our bearish radar for a while. Oxy gave a little bit of a push down here today. We looked at it. It just wasn't quite ready for a flush today. And almost an inside day today, but just kind of chopping around right here. Ex-dividend coming up pretty soon on Oxy. MU, let's take a look. So MU is pretty epic today, right? Huge gap up today. One of our members actually pointed this one out to us, which was great for the pullback here after it's where are we? So earnings coming up right here. So after it's kind of big move up, right? Gave a nice retrace here recently from the lows to here, right? You got a nice 618 retrace right here. Tested it twice, and then just kind of, for the patient, right? That type of reward is really pretty amazing, right? Right up to the 200-day moving average and up to the cloud. So an upper shadow off of that one. So we'll see how that goes into tomorrow. But beautiful, beautiful gap up off of that 618 retrace right there. So pretty cool stuff on that. Actually, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well, man. Let's take a look at Disney. Yeah, so Disney, pretty interesting, right? So it's just kind of in this range right now. So, kind of tricky stuff. It had some downside action. It's below the 80 MA. We do have some increased volume on it, but it's got some crazy levels right here that it's holding, right? So we're still pretty much range bound on this one going into tomorrow. If we break down below those lows, we might see a test of that 129.50-ish level. Again, down after hours too. That's cool. I didn't see that one. DraftKings stock. I guess I don't know. Disney owns ESPN, so I don't know why this thing was down after hours. It gave a little spike after that one. So just kind of see how it holds. See how it holds today's lows, and maybe a retest tomorrow. We can see some more downside action on it. JL James, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yep, Apple again, a little bit of a hammer there today, kind of sandwiched between the 8 and the 50 days. So a little bit tricky right here. I was hoping for a little bit more on it. SPX. Just kind of in that trend box right here. Again, upper shadow off the 80 MA and also off of its prior all-time high right there. So definitely a key level. We really need to see the bulls step up and close strong, right, on the SPY with some volume over these levels right here, right, to kind of see this thing really get going again, right? So it's just kind of a little bit choppy right there, but the gap up was pretty decent here for over the weekend. And then, of course, Tesla. So Tesla, again, beautiful action here this morning. We pointed it out in our morning report to members here today. We like the lower shadows right here. We saw it gapping up this morning when we worked on that pre-market, and we're like, wow, if this thing kind of gaps up right here, it could really squeeze out some shorts, because I know a lot of folks were getting excited about it being under the 8-day. Again, it squeezed out over these levels. Once it broke 400, right, gave a really, really nice move, right? So today, 400, obviously an important level right here. It tested it a couple times, right? Broke above it, tested it once, twice, and then just drifted up nicely after the end of the day. So a good move on that one. It also gave some nice retraces intraday too. So let's see if we get some follow through the upside on that one. Good stuff. Sebastian, what's going on? Good to see you. Disney for a put. Well, it's down a little bit after hours, right? So let's see if that can stay below those today's lows. That would be a good thing for Disney for on the put side. V for a continuation of the upside. Perhaps it got a nice gap up here today. Big upper shadow on this one, so a little bit of caution off of that. But if we can push above there, maybe we'll get some more upside movement. And then Apple, maybe for a call on that one. Again, you're kind of sandwiched between the 8-day and the 50-day. So good stuff. Gio, what's going on? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Microsoft, Mr. Softy. What's going on with all this TikTok stuff? Who knows? Who cares? Except for this whole data stuff, right? I mean, so apparently Oracle was the big winner of the TikTok deal, but okay. So that you got that going on. But again, it looks like maybe the government won't let them make a deal unless we get all the stuff. So we can just spy on ourselves instead of have somebody else do it. So you have the upper shadow here off the 80 MA on Microsoft and back into the cloud. It tried to close green a little bit right here. It's kind of in a kind of an old kind of trend area right here. So just kind of see how it holds, and maybe it'll get back out of the cloud and start to work its way back up again. Netflix, yeah, so Netflix was great on the downside today. We are starting to see some continued move down. Again, we haven't really a little bit today here, kind of a confirmation below some levels. We really need to close below this level right here, which is the ultimate trend box area from the last upper trend line breakdown. So we kind of have that as a potential target on this one. We're even coming back here to retest some prior geometric levels too. So we might be finding a little bit of support right here for Netflix to make a move up. But it was nice intraday, right? So it was a great reversal to the downside, right? So this is kind of like a sell the rip opportunity, right? If you guys look at minus Netflix, so you can see Netflix in reverse, right? That was like, if you look at it that way, wow, what a great dip buy on that one. Inside 15 at the 15 orb low, right? And gave a nice push up right here, right? Over the ADMA. That's looking at Netflix upside down, right? But Netflix here today, it was an inside 15 at the 15 orb high, and then it worked its way back down today for a nice move down. It kind of drifted up after the close. But it was a great intraday short opportunity, but we'll see if it gets a bounce off of these crazy geometric levels right here. So we'll see where that goes. IBM. Good stuff. It was on our short radar last week. Finished with an inside day on Friday and tried to push above it again. Still really super duper choppy on this one. A couple retests of the 50-day moving average. Still looking pretty bearish here. So we'll just see if if it can actually get any follow through the downside on that one. So good stuff there too. C, this thing got clobbered today. So C definitely going to be on the bearish radar going into tomorrow. Again, they struggled with their risk stuff, and so just ran out of favor there today, right, with the market. So just flushed really hard. Inside day down, couldn't break to the upside. We even talked about it this morning with this big triangle, right? So big push down here, closed over a lot of levels. Let's see if that gets any downside follow through on that one. It's up a little bit after hours, but we're going to keep it on the bearish radar because if it does break below those lows, it definitely could be an interesting one going in tomorrow. Other than that one, the banks were generally pretty strong today. Particularly the two that we like to concentrate on. JP Morgan's pretty good. It gives us some decent momentum moves on the intraday. And Bank of America. So JP Morgan's right there, right, with an upper shadow off the cloud. Bank of America, again, upper shadow too. But this is one of the catchable ones at the open, right? In the public Twitter, I tweeted, I said, bank's carrying the market today, right? So we look for pullbacks on that, right? So we got a couple nice pullbacks. I love the pullback this morning here on the 5-minute chart. Back to the 15 orb high, right? And we got a nice pop off of that one, and we also had an inside 15, inside 5 up on that one as well. So a little bit trickier on the daily chart. We're still kind of range bound on it. So we'll see how that goes. And then also got SLV, let's see, and gold, right? So these guys are just kind of chopping around in their trend box right here, kind of triangulating. So we'll see how they go. GLD is looking pretty interesting. It's coming up to a geometric line right here. Let's see if we can break it out of that and break it out of the cloud. So good stuff there. Yeah, Sebastian, my pleasure. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in for your requests and ideas. Then Nest, what's going on? Yeah, Pins. Let's take a look. So Pins was pretty interesting today. It did break out of a geometric level right here with some increased volume. Let's see if we get some follow through the upside on it. We'll go ahead and put it on the bullish radar tomorrow. There's not too much that's looking too exciting there, but we'll see how that goes. So Pins could be interesting, so keep that on the radar. I do like the increasing volume and breaking out of the geometric line. A little tough one for an overnight, but we'll see if it gets any follow through tomorrow. Vroom. So that broke down here out of this slight inside day pennant right here under the ADMA. Got some great follow through on Friday, and today tried to gap up but couldn't hold those lows right there. Again, you have your opening day. That's your IPO high right here, right? So let's see how that holds as a potential target or potential support if it gets down there. SSYS. SSYS with an upper shadow right here and closing below the 8-day. So let's see how that holds. Sage. Inside day over the ADMA on that one. Wing. Okay, so a couple restaurants had some relative strength today. Inside day here, it's looking a little bit like a bear flag there. TSM. Choppy, sloppy. Doji day. Pure doji on that one. So see how that holds. It is still holding the 8-day. Melly. Looking okay right there. So again, a lot of these are looking like some bear flagish type moves right here. So see if that ends up breaking down out of the cloud with some volume on that one. Let's take a look at PGNY. Okay, it's Progeny. Yeah, nice candle on that one today over the 50-day and the 8-day. Not a lot of volume to really kind of get me really interested in it, but a nice candle today. NLS, Nautilus, inside day. They've had a lot of good write-ups on this one. People are saying that this is the next big thing, the Piton, but it's not really moving, right? So inside day on that one. See how it holds those levels. CDLX. Okay, so nice bounce on that one. Let's see if we can push over the 50-day and get some strength on that one. NEO, a lot of folks looking at NEO right here. Again, decent geometric breakout right there today. Let's see if we get some follow through the upside on NEO. So it could be interesting as there's a lot of drama going in the electric vehicle names these days, particularly Nikola after hours. But anyway, very, very interesting stuff. I want to see how that plays out. Corsair, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, AMD with an inside day today. Stuck within the trend box right now. So let's kind of see how we hold. It's kind of a retest of the bump line right here. Breakdown below that 8-day could see the bottom of the trend box and possibly test the 50-day. Of course, we got that big gap down here, but we also have cloud support, so it's really, really tricky. True, thanks for tuning in. Public, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look. CRM. Yeah, so CRM with an inside day, right? So I like how it held the gap here, and again, we just want to see it get over that 8-day with some strength and some volume to see if it kind of wants to get going again. It's really been tapering since earning and since being added to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right? So it's pretty interesting stuff there. Let's see how that inside day holds. Sumit, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at VZ. So Verizon. So let's see how that holds going into tomorrow. Upper shadow off of that one over the 8 days. So a little bit tough right there. But C is definitely looking interesting right there. Nasty pullback today. Definitely going to be on the bearish radar on that one. And other than that, like we said, a lot of the banks just kind of hung in there today. They helped in the morning to kind of keep the market up. But it's all about follow through, right? We didn't see much of that one today. So pretty cool stuff there. So yeah, public Chewy with a downside play idea. Yeah, so some follow through from some rough earnings right there. It is holding the cloud, and just kind of be careful of this level right here, this 52.50 level, right? It's really like this prior geometric line here, right, where we had prior support. So see if it holds that and how it holds the cloud right there. We'll see. Maybe it'll try to give a reversal off of it, but quite a pullback there after stellar earnings, right? So we got that going on too. And then CRM with an upcoming Snow IPO. Right, exactly, yeah. So keep a look at that one, see how this fresh competitor moves into the market right there. So that's not Snowflake, so we'll see how Snowflake goes with its IPO too. So could be pretty interesting there as well. So good stuff. Truth, good to see you. And Rocky, what's going on XPEL? Let's take a look. So XPEL, wow, yeah, big breakout candle on that one. Good volume on it. Let's see if we get some follow through the upside. Maybe try to work its way up to the 30 level. VXRT, a lot of people asking about this one today. Big breakout on this one. Big gap up on that one. Upper shadow. Tricky, right? Let's see if we break over today's highs, right? That would be kind of one of the key ones on that one. Again, a lot of these biotech names are strong today with positive vaccine news over the weekend. And then Truth, yeah, so let's take a look. SE, that was a good one. Shirley mentioned that this today as well. I like the inside day up, and I like how it got back over the 80 MA, and I like the volume on it, right? So let's see if that gets some more follow through on that one. And JD, well, interesting right there. So it's kind of hanging on to the 8-day right now. Let's see if that can push above it right there. Low volume day today, so a little bit of caution on that. It's maybe a low volume snapback for more downside action. So we'll see how that goes. Michael, what's going on? GME. So GME with a wow, nice recovery there off of its down move. So it had an upgrade today, I believe. Why, I have no idea. I don't even know how that company's still in business, but it is what it is. Play, nice move out of the cloud there today. Low volume, so a little bit of caution on that one. And then IMMU. You had some bags on that one that finally paid off. Nice job on that one. Crazy biotech move. I'd say this is the fun of biotech, right? Sometimes you just got to hold a little bit and just keep your fingers crossed. Maybe you'll get a 40-point gap up. So good job on that one. That makes for a nice day. And then SPY off of 342. Yeah, so nice job on that one today. Again, SPY, like we said, it tested a couple highs right here, and kind of gave us some reversals on the intraday, right? So it was tricky price action day, but it was possible, right? So we had that going on there too. Joseph, what's going on? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at Nvidia. So Nvidia, again, nice gap up today. It ended up filling the gap, and then bouncing off the 8 days. So it does have some potential. The volume came in today. So we kind of pushed down. We filled the open gap, right? Sort of, or the prior highs right here, right? Not the closing gap. That's still down here. You can see we've marked that for our members, right? And then it's kind of drifting up here a little bit after the close. So let's see if they can get some strength tomorrow. Again, I like how it filled the gap and bounced off of it. So let's see if we can get any more follow through on that one. And then ZEK, one more pen, all-time high. So again, guys, a lot. Wow. So a lot of the casinos were strong today, and Penn was weak at the open, and it finally broke out later with some good volume and then pushed to the upside pretty nicely there. So daily chart, fresh all-time highs. The prior all-time high was 65.79. It couldn't close at all-time highs, so that's going to be a key level right there to see if we can push there. So definitely something to keep an eye on for tomorrow. And then Dry, yeah, another restaurant one there, Michael. Yeah, so Dry with a decent little kind of sneaky move there over the prior geometric line. I would like to have seen some volume on it, but maybe it's going to try to do a little bit of an earnings run. So we'll see how that goes. So good stuff, guys. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. I love the chart requests and the questions. You guys are great. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. We talk about new technical ideas. This week we're talking about sector rotation and profiling a few sectors, and we're going to show you some cool techniques at the end of the week. But really appreciate everybody for tuning in. So if you're new here, click subscribe on YouTube. And whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. If you're live here or if you're watching the recording, please hit it. We always appreciate that as well. It goes a long way. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you